Here we are, back in Port Piscarilius. Immediately I notice some rocks that I'll be able to mine. I'll come back to these. I'm a little bit worried about sabotage here, like in Archaeus and Lovikenge. Let's look around. Talking with the port official, he says that Lady Piscarilius is out at sea right now. Well, I can start to make some purchases. I can buy food here from Frankie. I think I'll get some lobsters. Trying to talk to the dock workers, they're all quite busy and tell me to speak to the dock master instead. Walking the docks, I can see fishing cranes in need of repair. Captain Khaled in the food hall wants help with thieving. Not really my area, but apparently I'm not good enough anyway. Finding the dock master, they suggest that I give everyone a hand on the cranes, but that I need to improve my construction a bit first. I'll look into that later. What else is there to do here? Oh, they have a sewer system, that's hygienic. Ah, and a bank up this way, great. Since it seems like I need a little more construction training to be of much use, I'm gonna go do that quickly and then return. I'll make some new armchairs in my house, plus some bookcases. And that's level 30 construction. Let's head back. Okay, now I can help out on the cranes here. 1 fixed, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Talking to a citizen, apparently crime is quite high here. I suppose I can continue to help supporting the shops. Let's buy nails from the general store without being rhymed at this time. Then I can do some fishing along the shore to make use of the local resources. Oh, a visit from Count Check. Thanks for the lamp. I'll hold on to that. I normally put these into thieving, but right now my lowest skill is herb lore. I think I could boost that up a little bit. Level 22 herb lore. Okay, that's enough fish for now. A man out on the shore tells me about anglerfish. Apparently they only eat sandworms, a special type of bait. There's another store here too. Oh, they sell sandworms. I can catch anglerfish with a rod and some of these bait. Let's do that. Oh, 82 fishing? Damn. Apparently I can dig up my own sandworms with a spade and some buckets. Let's try that. Lots of sand and only a few sandworms. I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. Hey, there's level 31 Hunter. I have lots of sandworms now and some buckets of sand to boot. That's enough for me. Now that I have my pickaxe, let's do some of that mining. Mine some copper, some tin, and some silver, plus some iron too. Heading back into town, there's another food store here. Red berries and some cheese. Let's bank all of this. Hey, who's this man here? Hi, I'm Citizenscape. What's your job here in town?
I'm conducting important business here for the current council.
Oh, anything I can help with?
Some assistance wouldn't be dismissed. I'm investigating unusual activities in Port Piscarilius.
Unusual activity? What exactly does that mean?
Well, you see, the port is home to many gangs. They're usually a nuisance, but suddenly we've had far less trouble with them.
But isn't that a good thing?
On the surface, yes. However, a new gang has formed named the Saviors of Corinth. They've absorbed the other gangs into one larger gang and more join every day.
And you're worried that they'll pull off something big, right?
Precisely. Their leader calls herself the Queen of Thieves, but that's about all we know. We need to infiltrate the gang and capture this queen. I'd do it, but I'm far too recognizable.
So that's where I'd come in.
Yes, you're far more generic looking, like the standard man, you know?
Yeah, I've been told that.
So, if you're up to it, you'll need to infiltrate the gang, capture the queen, and then bring her to me. Got it?
Leave it to me. If I'm going to help out and find this gang, I'll need to know where they're based. I should ask the woman I talked to earlier. She seemed to have no love for the gangs. Asking her, she says that she keeps her distance from the gangs, but Robert O'Reilly has been working with them. He might know. Apparently he lives in the middle of town. Tracking him down, he'll help, but not for free. He wants a stew from me in exchange for his aid. I think I can cover that. A stew requires cooked meat and a potato in a bowl of hot water. I know where I can get those ingredients. I can buy the meat and potato here in the food store, then a bowl from the general store and cook it all up. Giving O'Reilly the stew, he spills the beans. Apparently they're holed up in the sewers, and I'll need to go there if I want to find the gang. Reluctantly venturing into the sewers, I search around for a bit before finding a camp down here. That must be them. Trying to enter the tent, I'm told I don't have permission. Apparently if I want to join the gang, I'll need to prove myself first. Since not all the gangs have joined the Saviors of Kourend, they want me to take out a gang leader of the Vipers, a man named Conrad King. Apparently he's a really bad guy, but I don't know about all this. I turned down the offer, but he tells me where Conrad can be found if I change my mind. I don't really want to take orders from a criminal, but they want me to kill a worse criminal. I don't really want to murder, but he's not a good guy. If I take him out and infiltrate the Saviors of Kourend, I can make things better for everyone. Do the ends justify the means? Oh, I hope this is worth it. Returning to the camp, they allow me access to the tent and I talk with the Queen of Thieves herself. When I go to capture her, she enlightens me of the situation. She is absorbing the other gangs not for some big evil scheme, but to make things easier for the poor. The gang take power away from the powerful who would lord it over the weak and return it to the people. There's more to it than that too, however. Not only is she trying to help the people from the inside, but she has the position to do so, as the Queen of Thieves is Lady Piscarilius herself. She tells me that the Kourend Council are corrupt, having held power the whole time since the last king died. The Saviors of Kourend are targeting one of the councillors specifically, Councillor Hughes, who's in league with the disciples of Yama, a Zamorakian cult who serve a demon. Lady Piscarilius assures me that if I go to Councillor Hughes's home, I'll find evidence that she's in league with this cult. Taking her word for it and wanting the truth, I make my way to Kingstown. I remember a house with a demon. I wonder if that's the house of Councillor Hughes. Well, this is the house. Searching around, I find the letter. So the corruption is true. I best return to Port Piscarilius. Hi, so I've, had no luck finding the Queen of Thieves. I have, however, found a letter that you might be interested in.
Oh, wow, forget the Queen of Thieves. This is very incriminating. I need to take this to the council immediately.
So we can drop the Queen of Thieves stuff then. This is clearly more important, right?
Yes, you've done a great service to the people of Kourend.
Great, and I'm sure there's some kind of reward for that great service.
Serving your community and the satisfaction of a job well done are the greatest rewards you can receive.
You're salaried, aren't you?
Yes, why?
No reason. Returning to Lady Piscarilius, she's been following my progress and can see that Councillor Hughes has been arrested. Agreeing that the arrest can only be good for the people, she rewards me with coin and another page for my book. I can add this to my book like the other pages. While I'm down here, let's buy from the fishmonger here. Buying a beer at the bar, I hear about Lord Hosidius misplacing a son. I feel like I might be off there next. I'm gonna buy a hammer from the general store that they have down here. You can never have too many hammers, right? Oh, apparently that was a task. I've impressed the people. There's also an anvil down here. I should find a way to use that. Here we go, make some bronze knives. Now let's use this teleport. There are always these flowers whenever I use the book to teleport. Well, it must be time for me to go to Hosidius. Before I go, having a quick look at the task list, it looks like I need to move my house there and steal from a food stall. I don't like stealing, but it sounds like they'd find that impressive for some reason. The beach here on the way to Hosidius is quite sandy. I'm supposed to kill a sand crab. Maybe I'll find one along the beach. I see a cormorant and some hobgoblins. Hobgoblins do love a good peninsula. I knew it. A peninsula. And look at all those hobgoblins. I'm gonna grab some snape grass and get out of here. There are some rocks here along the shore. Wait, not rocks, crabs. Sand crabs. I'd best take one out for the task. Okay, sand crab defeated and task complete. I can see Hosidius there, but right now I think I'll keep exploring the beach. There are some rabbits here and more sand crabs. A man named Sandy Crab will ferry me out to Crabclaw Island for a 10,000 gold fee. That is a lot, but I guess it's investing in the local economy. Sand crabs everywhere. I don't know what else I expected. Since I did pay 10k for the trip, I'd better take some more of these sand crabs out to make it worth my while. Looks like others are here too for the same reason. Hey, level 34 defense. And level 35 too. I think that's enough to justify the fee. Let's continue on. There's a mine here, but I put my pickaxe away back in the bank. I'll come back for this. Oh, and a Saradominus monk camp along the shore with an altar and everything. And these must be the charcoal furnaces that I heard about back in Lovakenge. Smoggy here tells me that they burn juniper logs from nearby juniper trees to make their charcoal. I'd best do some of that. There was a bank there at the burners, so I got my tools out and a bit of money. Let's find those juniper trees. Here they are, had a few logs and put them in the burners. Now to light them up and pay Smoggy to watch them. I'll need to come back later when these are done. Continuing on, I find the saltpeter pits and learn about digging up saltpeter from Kono. That was the final ingredient for dynamite. Plus, apparently it's used on farms. Grabbing a spade, I dig some up for yet another achievement. Getting a lot of those today in Hosidius. I deposit the saltpeter and find a spirit tree patch nearby. I'll have to remember that for one day. And what's this place over here? Is this part of Hosidius? Woodcutting Guild. Cannot enter, should have known. There's another minecart here for the network, that's handy. The dangerous wolves here, however, less so. Oh, there's a dungeon here too. Okay, no way am I strong enough for this. Leaving the dungeon, I've made a loop around Hosidius and now I'm just south of Kingstown. There's a man living in this house named Watson who claims to be the master of clue scrolls. I think that Sherlock might have something to say about that. He says that he'll trade me a master clue for a beginner, easy, medium, hard and elite. I didn't even know that some of those existed. He has some sheep out the back and a spinning wheel inside the house. Borrowing his shears, I can help with shearing the sheep. We'll make some balls of wool here too. There's a large building just up the road here known as the mess hall. The people inside are hungry and the cook just isn't keeping up with orders. As I tend to do, I agree to help out, making some more stew. It's that kind of day. It seems to go down well with the soldiers, so I make another batch. Order up! There's a kitchen here too, but they won't let me cook until I've proven myself a true friend to Korend. Have my efforts been in vain? Before I make my way into Hosidius proper, I'm going to return to that mine that I found, since I have my pickaxe on me now. A little bit of clay, some copper, tin, iron, and some silver. That's a plentiful mine. Oh, and here's the house portal. This is where I'd be moving into, just near the wheat field and windmill. I'm going to grab some wheat from the field for use later. This house has a loom and a dairy churn. I'll have to come back to them too. Oh, and some farming patches that I can grow stuff in. Alright, add that to the return list. There's a church here with a graveyard. It's a Saradominus church with some stained glass too. I'm going to pray here. Apparently there's no sermon today, but most of the population are Saradominists. Okay, that's quite a big plant. Never seen one like that. It's even got its own little greenhouse. Oh, now that is a big house. I bet that's where Lord Hosidius lives. Hello, are you Lord Hosidius? I'm Citizenscape. I've been journeying all across Korend.
Yes, indeed. I am Lord Kanda Hosidius, ruler of the city. Can I help you?
Well, actually, I was wondering how I can help you. I've heard that your son might be missing. As an adventurer, I offer my services.
Yes, my eldest son, Arthur, is missing. I need him found desperately. Do you think you can help? I can reward you if you do.
Of course I'll help. Any idea where I should start?
Perhaps talk to the staff. They might have heard something.
Starting with the chef, Olivia, she tells me that Arthur was looking into finding the original copy of the Royal Accord of Twill, a manuscript that is currently lost. She directs me to the Archaeus Library to seek out a librarian named Galena. Teleporting to Archaeus and checking out the library, I track down this Galena. The Royal Accord of Twill was signed more than 1,000 years ago by the heads of the 5 houses, stating the terms of who would rule the kingdom for 10 years at a time and in what order. Copies do exist, but the original is missing. Galena, however, directs me to a book in the library called The Envoy to Valamor. Eventually finding this book, I learn about an envoy that was sent to Valamor with the original accord to have it displayed at a museum there. Apparently the ship left from Port Piscarilius but met a terrible storm along the way and sunk, lost beneath the waves. The people searched for years until the council was in charge of Korend and the search was called off. More recently though, a new search found caves close to Land's End that might have been promising, but the historians weren't fit for the caves and only 2 returned. This could be where Arthur has gone. Well, Land's End is on the coast to the southwest, so if I travel down the beach from Piscarilius to there, I should locate this cave. I've already checked out a lot of the beach, let's continue from there, just south of the Woodcutting Guild, searching the coastline to do find a cave and enter it, finding skeletons, most likely of the historians. There's some sand crabs down here and a crevice to climb through. Stepping stones to cross. I'll just use my agility to fall. Second time's the charm. Oh, and some rocks to climb over here too. Ow! Why? Someone's been down this hole, there's a rope tied up. Climbing down, I find Arthur. He says that he's seen the ship that sank, but it's guarded by a big snake. Refusing to leave without the accord, looks like I need to kill the snake and retrieve it. Hopping over more rocks, I take out the snake, retrieve the accord with a quick read, and then return it to Arthur. He tells me about his private disdain for the Kurend Council, like many in Kurend. Apparently, even the lords and ladies of the 5 houses have very little control in their own cities. With Arthur returning home, I make my way to Lord Hosidius also. Lord Hosidius, I found your son and the royal accord too. Has he returned home yet?
He has. I'm very grateful for your heroics and speedy action.
Well, yes, of course.
And to have recovered the missing accords too.
Well, all in a day's work for me.
Impressive. I'll make sure that you are well looked after. Please, take this reward.
Well, that's another page for my book. I still need to go around Hosidius though. I'm going to buy a bucket and a pot from the general store for later, then buy from some of the stalls in town. More cheese, you can never have enough cheese. Some compost too, why not? I am supposed to steal from the fruit stall too, even if I don't like it. I do snag a pineapple but quickly put it back, I'm not going to keep it. Hosidius have some nice, simple houses just like this one. It's got a great view. Oh, and here's the estate agent. I don't have enough on me to relocate right now. I'll be back. Let's milk this dairy cow and pick some flax while I'm down this way. There's an apple orchard here and a pub. I bet they serve cider. Oh, and a bank, thanks Sarah Derman. My arms were getting tired holding all this gear. Cider, I knew it. Tea too, wasn't expecting that one. Okay, I've moved into Hosidius for a mere 8,750 coins. I'd better check the place out. Okay, it looks the same. Good. Task complete. Now I'm officially a Hosidius homeowner and a Kurend resident. That's like a citizen. I'll make some flour here in the windmill, churn some butter from that milk, and leave it here as always. I can make super compost using saltpeter on my compost. That's really handy. I think it's time to plant some crops. Strawberries, guam, and nasturtium ought to do it. I'm going to have to wait on those, so let's help the farmers out in the meantime. I'll fill a sack of cabbage, a sack of potatoes, and a sack of onion for them, then drop off the supplies in the house here. Saltpeter seems to be very useful, and I'll need more of it if I'm going to make my own dynamite, so I'll go get a bit more of that. Oop, nearly forgot to use the loom. With 4 balls of wool, I can make a strip of cloth. The plants are going to need more time to grow. This newest page teleports me to a fishing spot. Let's fish while we wait. Okay, that's a lot of fish. Let's check out these plants. Well, they're still growing. What about the charcoal? Only 11% done? Oh boy. Let's look around some more. Oh, a vineyard here, that's nice. Apparently I could grow grapes if I had the seeds. This drunk man here is Pander Hosidius, Arthur's younger brother. He's got a buzz on and he says that he's the official drink taster. He says that I'm allowed to grow grapes here and they'll even be looked after for free. They even have a little mushroom farm here. Neat. I find Tithe Farm, and after learning a little bit about it, I give it a go. I need to plant the seeds I'm given in the patches here, water them, then watch over them. Oh, this is where those big plants were coming from. Eventually harvesting them all, I get a point to spend in their reward shop for helping out. A grape seed is worth 2 points. I should get that. Let's go back in. This time I think I can do 8 plants at a time, even if they do grow fast. Plant 8, water 8, refill the watering can, compost 8, then keep watering until they're grown. Easy. 3 points now. I can buy that grape seed. So I need to treat the grape patch with saltpeter. Let's grab some. Okay, now they're planted. Wait, now I have to wait for those to grow too. I'll come back for it. Well, my flowers have grown, but the strawberries and herbs haven't. Okay, a little longer and the strawberries are done now. How are the grapes going? Still growing but looking healthy. Okay, some more Tithe Farm while I wait. I'm up to 9 points now. Let's check on the progress. The grapes are done. I'll harvest those. The herbs are done too. Let's harvest all of this. Level 43 farming. Quite some time later the charcoal is done too. Now I can put everything together to make dynamite. Add in the wool and they're done too. I think it's time for me to leave the comforts of Hosidius and venture on to Shazian to complete my time in Kurend. Please join me next time in Shazian. A very special thank you to Cypher for providing a voice for today's video.